Everybody, welcome in. This is a sponsored stream from Prophecy Games. They are the developer of this game I'm playing today, Tribes 3 Rivals. I've been putting it up on my channel. It's currently a demo right now on the Steam NextFest. You guys can go check that out. I highly recommend you play it. I've been an alpha tester now for the last 5 or 6 play tests. I've put well over 50 hours into this, which is a lot for me. If you don't know Tribes, it's a very tenured video game franchise. It started back in 1998, and it's this large, expansive, rolling hill outside map where you're skiing around, you're flying around. I'll just kind of show you guys the... No, that's not where we want to go. We want to go to training. I'll show you guys the mechanics here. Show you the mechanics while I kind of give you an intro. So basically you have these maps that have these giant rolling hills, and you hit shift and then you press space. So you hit shift when you're going up, and you press space and you go up in the air, and then as you come down you want to hit shift again, hit space, get up in the air, and you just want to go fast. Okay, that's the whole point. If you want to start going fast, you want to get high. It's capture the flag. That's the main game mode. So there's the enemy flag. I'm in training mode right now. And you grab the flag and you take it back to your base, right? And just like most multiplayer games that have capture the flag, if not all multiplayer games that have capture the flag, you can only capture the enemy flag if it's also in your base. So you basically have to control both flags in order to capture it. Now these are little guys that can shoot at. So you have projectile-based weapons. It's not hit scan, okay? So when you're shooting at guys, you really got to aim. You really got to learn how to lead with this weapon, with your shots. It's very much like a rocket launcher from Quake. I have a pistol as my backup here. Now you can see I've put in some hours, so my aim is getting better. But like guys are flying around, so this is where it gets tricky, right? 2 people are starting to fly around. Oh, that guy landed, so... Ooh, look at that. Quick swap, baby. That Hunt Showdown coming into play right there. But when guys are flying around, that's when it starts to get spicy. Is when they're in the air, you're in the air, everybody's moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And there's things flying everywhere. What's the player base like? Is it hard to find games? It's really popping right now, especially because of the NextFest. Before that, I would say that the average player base online at any given time during the playtest was probably like 300 to 600. And from what I understand now, it's 1,000 plus. So, yeah. All right. Sponsored stream from Prophecy Games. Thank you so much for the opportunity. We're going to hop into Tribes now, and we're going to start giving some feedback. So the first thing that has changed since the last playtest are game modes. Now, for those of you in chat who are watching this for the first time, you wouldn't know this, but up until this point, Capture the Flag was only 12 versus 12. And something that was happening was that the 12 versus 12 lobbies were getting like 2 servers merged into one, and they were making these mega lobbies, which was 24 versus 24, and it was pretty crazy. The feedback from the community is that people want bigger lobbies because Tribes, the original Tribes games, Tribes 1, 2, I think Tribes' Vengeance, they all had way bigger lobby counts. And so Prophecy has increased the Capture the Flag to 16 versus 16. So that's pretty cool. 24 in these size maps that this game has was way too much. However, I think it showed the developers that there's a hunger, a desire from the community for that. The other thing they add, this is brand new, is a Deathmatch Arena. And this is what I'm going to start tonight's stream with. Deathmatch Arena is 5 versus 5. There's 1 flag on the map, and the team that is holding the flag gets 2 kills every time they kill somebody. So it's very important to have that flag control. And it's also a really great way to warm up. And so that's what we're going to start with now. So let's get into this. Now, while I'm waiting for the queue, I can launch into the shooting range or the time trials. I'll show you guys the time trials since we were just messing around in the shooting range. If the screen goes black, that means I'm getting put into the deathmatch game. So I'm not good at skiing, so the time trials are something I should probably practice more. If I kill these little dudes standing here, I get like an extra... See, I missed that, so already I've screwed up. If I kill these dudes, I get an extra second taken off my time. Here's one. Did I get that? Okay, I got in, but I'm slow up the hill. Need these seconds, man. I missed! Got him. Missed him. Alright, here we go. Deathmatch. Now, I probably won't talk to you guys much during the match, just because it's hard to focus. So my first bit of feedback for the developers is these perks, they work for capture the flag, but some of them just don't work for this mode. So like if I'm taking medium here and I'm using the shield pack, like you can't use your shield when you have the flag. That perk's disabled. And the whole point about this game mode is holding the flag, and that really puts you at a disadvantage in my opinion for a deathmatch, where the whole point is to kill people. So I think that perks need to be re-looked at. I really think that if you're going to have game modes with all these separate systems, you know, you have capture the flag, you have deathmatch, you have HonorBall or arena, then we need to have balanced perks for each one there. Yeah, we need to have different perks for each game mode. That just makes sense for the game mode. So yeah, you know, this is a good mode for like warming up and just practicing your shot, getting some kills. But the bread and butter of Tribes has always been capture the flag. And I think that what the developers need to do is find the balance of what is, you know, a good enough game modes to diversify, but not split the community across too many things. And it'll be interesting to see how they manage to do that, because Tribes traditionally has always been a bit of a niche game, and niche games have a challenging time keeping their player bases, you know, if you spread them up across too many queues, it kind of splits that community down, right? So, you know, finding a good happy balance of having enough game modes to make everybody happy, but not so many that the community split into all these queues. So like, red team is absolutely dominating us, and it's just because they're better at holding the flag in the corner, and our guys, you know, are just not getting it. I'm trying, but I think putting a timer on the flag is really would make this mode 10 times better. You know, 2-minute timer. You can hold the... Oh, what a shot. You can hold the flag for 2 minutes. I've only played this game mode 4 times, and I've yet to see a single match that was even. One team just gets the flag and hides in the corner and dominates the other team. And I just think the only way around it is to make it so they can't hold the flag without there being a timer on it until it resets into the middle. What's a harder learning curve, Quake or Tribes? For me, it's been Tribes, because Quake has similar movement to all these other games. Like, sure, they're strafe jumping, but mechanically, I don't think strafe jumping is as challenging as flying around and trying to lead your projectile-based weapon. Quake by far, I honestly disagree. But maybe it's also because I've been playing Quake since 1996, and so it's hard for me to think back on that time and what it was like to learn Quake. Just like I'm sure it's hard for a Tribes veteran to look back on those times and remember what it was like to learn Tribes. Item timing is definitely a skill that I'm still not good at. So, for everybody coming into chat, because there's a decent amount of faces here, the purpose of this chat's a sponsored stream, and the purpose is to give feedback based on my experiences as a new player into this game. And so if I'm not interacting with chat nearly as much as I used to back in before I stopped streaming, A, it's because I'm super rusty, and B, it's because I'm really trying to focus on giving the best feedback that I can. All right, let's get into some capture the flag. So for those of you who don't know, Fish Sticks in chat is a Tribes legend. Again, I'll repeat, if you're interested in Tribes, go follow his channels, especially on YouTube. He's posted some really educational content there for new players. It's really cool. And
the enemy's taken our flag.
He also used to work for Twitch, by the way. He doesn't anymore, but he was a Twitch behind the scenes dude. Yeah, I don't have a, thanks for asking, I don't have a permit or anything, but so you can totally post your link. Alright, so we're down to, I'm gonna play midfield. So my kind of job is just to like stop people like this and try to duel them. So I'm gonna be playing like a little bit of midfield, a little bit of defense here. And this is 16 versus 16. So as I was saying, guys, the game was putting out some huge lobbies. It was a bug that was going on, and there were 24 versus 24 lobbies going on. And so I think, I don't know, Prophecy is like, shoot, let's just give them 16-man lobbies. And I think it's pretty cool. Now these maps are not really designed for maybe that many players. These were designed for much smaller lobbies, like 12 versus 12. I think competitive play is 7 versus 7 right now. You know, originally Tribes was all about vehicles and much bigger player counts and like bases and all sorts of stuff. So like, there's a lot of people who want to see that come back in this game. And so maybe this is kind of like a happy medium that Prophecy is trying to give players. Is a little bit of larger player counts just to kind of see how people respond to it. I think it's cool. I think the game can have both. I would like to see, so this was my suggestion in a video I made, is I think that the public game modes, pub lobbies, should have the player counts, the larger player counts, like this one, right? 16 versus 16, or 24 versus 24, or whatever. And then they should add in vehicles and inventory stations and larger bases and give people that like OG Tribes experience that people want. And then after they have that, then they can water it down for other lobbies and other, you know, competitive players. And then there's custom lobbies where people can do all sorts of stuff. So like, give us the experience that people want, the tools, and then leave it up to the community to basically take it from there. That's my opinion. Oh my god, the lag! That's crazy. I'm hitting some shots right now, guys.
We've taken the enemy flag.
So I play defense because that was blink, not lag. I know he blinked, but it also looked laggy to me. I don't know. I knew it was blink, but it also looked really laggy. So I play defense because I'm bad at capping and I'm bad at skiing. So this is what I do. I try to focus on just getting kills and working on my shot. No, I should have probably grabbed that. No! How did that not kill him? I'm lagging, guys. And now my gun won't shoot. My gun literally won't shoot. Okay. My gun won't shoot, dude. Hey, did we actually have to moderate something? Thanks, guys.
The enemy has taken our flag.
Holy shit, it's like the good old days.
We've taken the enemy flag.
I really don't want you guys to sub. I appreciate you guys coming back, but don't sub to me. I have no idea what my schedule or life's gonna be like and if I'll stream again for a long time. So just think of this as a one-off for now.
The enemy's taken our flag.
But Joshy, it's nice to have you, man. Sorry I haven't said hey. I need to give some of you guys VIP back too, like Joshy, Zach. I reset everything when I quit, and I just was like, yeah, I'll deal with it some other day. And you guys are always VIPs, so hope you understand. So I said I was playing midfield, and I'm doing a really bad job. Now I'm just kind of like trolling for kills. It's a lot easier to like troll for kills while I talk. I don't know.
The enemy's taken our flag.
Like, I don't know if the mods have the ability to give VIP, but if you do, feel free to give it back to Joshy and Zach.
The enemy's taken our flag. The enemy's returned their flag.
Yo, the new announcer sounds really annoying. I'm just gonna say it. There's some feedback for you, Prophecy. I'm sorry, but I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't want to have to hear that. I don't know. Like, I get it. It definitely gives me more information, but it's just too... I'm missing everything because I'm trying to, like, think. Damn it. It was just a sound effect, not a guy. Yeah, so, okay. Give us an option for it to be a sound effect. If people want the guy, be a guy. Give us an option to also just have it be a sound effect. I think that would be, that'd be a good happy medium. Don't think, feel. What's up, Just Giants? just feel. Die when I shoot you with my pistol. So for those of you who are kind of chilling and are wondering what's going on here, I used to stream Hunt Showdown, and I streamed that for like 2 years, and we did pretty good during the tenure on Twitch. Got burned out, really burned out. Left live streaming behind, switched my whole direction of content creation to other stuff. And now we're playing Tribes. My other stuff led me to Tribes, and now we're doing a sponsored stream tonight, trying to give some quality feedback, if possible, to Prophecy. It's really, like, when I make YouTube videos, like, I do live recordings, and those videos I feel like I'm really bad at. And so, like, now I'm live streaming trying to get feedback, and it's like, dude, like, my brain, especially with seeing all these new faces in chat, it's like, or old faces, I should say, new and old faces coming back, it's like, dude, it's hard to concentrate and get my thoughts in order. The feel and view right now reminds you of Section 8. Yeah, Section 8, Planet Side, those games, I'm sure there's more, very Tribes feel to them. All right, so here's a bit of feedback. I feel like for a new player, these roles are a little bit deceiving, like, because
5, 4,
like
3,
I feel like they kind of lock you into a role. Like, they need, I don't know, I feel like they need like a midfielder. They need a midfielder perk. Like, Survivalist was a perk that was a little bit problematic, but it was really good for midfield, where you could just, like, go out and duel and get a health nugget and it would heal you really fast and you could duel the next guy. I don't know. I don't like the idea of just being super locked into a role. And it's a little bit, like, for new players, for onboarding, I don't know. I feel like I like the old system where they had like names, different names. What am I doing? I'm like focusing on that guy when my flag's going away.
Enemy flag returned.
Hello. I guess I'm just gonna be all over the place this game. I don't know. I guess that's what you do in pickup or public servers. You just do whatever you want. So we're just gonna kill people as best we can this game. When I'm not streaming and I'm just chilling, I usually put music on and just like fly around and try to kill as many people as I can. I do pretty good. We're kind of dominating this team's space right now. Whee! Kills are very satisfying in this game because it's like it's just when you line up that long range shot perfectly, when you hit somebody out of the air, it's just like, dude, feels like you're doing it right, you know?
The enemy has returned their flag.
Oh, no wonder we're beating these guys. They have like 5 less players than us. I just wanted to go down the hole, man. The auto balance in this game sometimes gets a little bit wonky, so that could definitely be improved upon. There's no doubt about it. I've also noticed the reconnect button like only works sometimes. All right, so this is the enemy generator. So that controls turrets and the radar. So the radar is in the top left of my screen. So when the generator goes down, the radar goes down. And then the radar is also an individual thing that you can destroy too. So it's really important to keep your generator and your radar going. You know, your turrets are important too, not quite as. Yeah, the voice needs to go. Man. I really want to be able to turn that to a sound effect. Like, I don't know. I feel like one thing that Tribes is trying to do, or Prophecy's trying to do with Tribes in this game is really make it more like esport focused and more of like a game show with the announcers and the game modes. And all that's like all well and good. There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like the original Capture the Flag should be a little bit less game showy and more about like the team play and the roles, and I don't know. I said it in a video. I said it earlier, I think, and I'll say it one more time. I think the onboarding experience for new players should be group play Capture the Flag, and I think players should just be thrown into it and learn how to just play Capture the Flag. That's kind of the essence of Tribes. So like, you have the pillars of Tribes, right? You have the skiing and the jets, and you have the projectile-based weapons, and then you have to fit those game modes around that, right? And so Capture the Flag is obviously the most popular. It's the one that worked the best for competitive play. What the heck is going on with that flag? But you also have, okay, what did I just do? I'd say clip that, but I think I turned clipping off. So anyways, you've got a really good foundation. And then I think that you need to give people like the overall old school Tribes experience. Like give them the bigger game mode, you know, with vehicles and all the things that they want. Even though they said they're not going to focus on vehicles, I think it would be a really good idea for them to do. And then let people, once you have like the basics balanced down and everybody's happy and the perks are feeling good and come on. Ugh. Then you branch it off and balance every game mode individually from each other. And then you have a really tight-knit experience where a lot of people are really satisfied and they all can play all the various game modes they all like. I don't know. Definitely want to keep it all in one launcher and not branch it off into multiple games, which has been also discussed. We don't want that. Yay, we won. Oh, this guy's a flag. So, I don't want to get too far in the weeds on that, but seeing you guys all again really feels good, man. And it does make me want to consider part-time streaming every now and then when the mood strikes. So, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to make any promises. I don't want anybody to sub to me, that's for sure. I don't want any subs. I don't want money. If I do it, it's just gonna be because I just want to like hop on and chill with the homies. This is my favorite map, by the way. It's because I asked you for nudes too many times. It's one of the reasons. Maybe. That's what I do? Yep, exactly. Nah, just too much, there was too much drama, dude. Too much drama. Dude, I'm crushing it this game. Let's go, 7 kills. I'm just playing defense, by the way, and I'm actually kind of more focusing this game on defense than I was the last couple of games where I was just flying around doing everything. Ah, I couldn't finish that guy. I was just like at such a steep angle. Couldn't figure out how to. So like aiming in this game from a lateral position is very challenging. So for people, so there's something in this game called an inheritance slider, and you can go in there and change your lateral inheritance, and it's like, I don't fully understand it, but it's kind of like when you're flying horizontally to somebody, it's like how far you have to lead based upon, and it's like where your projectile comes out from. So anyways, it's shooting somebody from a lateral perspective, in my opinion, is the most challenging in this game. No! Everybody's de-stacking hard. Like, there's so many people playing defense right now. There's like only one person playing captain. I'm not very good at capping the flag, so I don't go on offense very much. But it's definitely a skill that I intend to learn. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Well, that was sweet. Best offense is a great defense. Alright, so speaking about offense and defense, how many of us are, like, I know Josh is going to be big into the Super Bowl. I can't say that I'm a big Super Bowl, like, watcher. I never have been. Like, I always watch it, but it's not like I've always been a basketball guy, right? So like football's never been my great. Like, I like football. I don't love football, right? So, like, I don't have any. I don't have a horse in the race. But any of you, like, are we getting into this? We got our money on anybody? Anybody's just absolutely going crazy for this Super Bowl? What are the roles for this game? So here are the roles. You got 3 classes: light, medium, and heavy, offense and defense. And each role has a different perk available. You have a belt, you have a pack, and then they have these like perks over here on the left. So it kind of shows you everything that you can do, and then you can pick your weapons. The old system, you used to be able to pick your perks, which I liked a lot better. And I feel like these roles are a little bit too restrictive. I would like to see them open up a little bit. Oh, that was a shot. The old version was like you just picked your armor, and then you had everything available to you for your class, so your armor class. So like, if you were a heavy, you could have the offensive or the defense things available. You'd have all the weapons available. You'd have all the packs available. All the, you know, it just... And now they've kind of made it so there's more... I don't know, there's roles. People have their roles. And I don't know. I feel like I should be able to select the offensive perks and then play defense if I want to. I don't know.
The enemies return their flag. We've taken the enemy flag. Enemy flag returned. The enemies captured our flag.
Oh, they got it. I mean, you can pick the offensive role and then go play defense. But I feel like for new players, it's a little bit, it's a little deceiving, right? It like makes people feel like this is what they have to do. Like, I pick defense, I have to play defense. What the heck just happened to the flag? It's stuck on the Nugget. That's mine, dude. I earned that return. Hi-Rez owns Tribes. Prophecy Game is the developer, and I'm pretty sure Hi-Rez is Hi-Rez is definitely flipping the bill for this game to be developed. Both Prophecy developers and Hi-Rez people, especially the CEO of Hi-Rez, are in the Discord constantly chatting with everybody. It's been great. I interviewed the lead gameplay programmer on my YouTube channel. If anybody's interested, mods, if you could post that link. His name is Nick Larkins. The interview, my Nightbot's not working, but he's a really nice guy. He gave me an hour of his time. It was a really informative interview. I think it's got a lot of the community pretty stoked. Thanks, Ed. Yes, these guys did Star Siege Dead Zone, which I don't know much about it. I don't think it did well. And so they're moving on. And they also... Prophecy also did Smite. They also have done... Well, actually, I don't know if Prophecy did, but Mick Larkins, the guy I interviewed, was also the head, one of the head programmers on Smite. And... Realm Royale, and a game called, I think it's DKO, which I've never heard of before. Paladins was another one. What the heck just happened to the flag? Oh my gosh, I launched it. So yeah, veteran developers definitely playing this game, or developing this game. And there's a lot of passion behind this game because there's a lot of tribes players in the development team. It's a smite. Okay, smite's been off. So like this, actually, believe it or not, guys, this game is harder. This game is harder to interact with chat than Hunt Showdown. Like with Hunt, you have moments where it's just quiet, you know, and you can just sit there and chat and stuff. This is like, there's people flying everywhere at all times, and if I'm not like watching, I'm gonna miss stuff. It's also really hard to give constructive feedback while I'm playing because my brain is just like not good at multitasking. Just die more. Yeah, but you die and you have 5 seconds, so you read one line of text, and then it's just like, well, sorry, everybody else, I'm now ignoring you. Come on, baby, I want this kill. No! Oh my god, so many kills that I'm missing. I'll admit it. I'm a kill whore in this game. I'll admit it. I just like seeing a big score on the scoreboard, being like proud of myself, because there's a lot of players that are really freakishly good at this game because they've been playing it for so long, and I try so hard to hang with them because it's like I'm really good at Quake, and it's like I could be good at this game. They're like so similar. And then I watch these guys hit like every midair, and it's just like, holy crap. So then when I have like a really good game, I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm gonna be good someday. How am I doing? 25? Yeah, I'm topping the server right now. I'm gonna run out of ammo. Missing everybody. Gotcha. Oh, he did a teleporty! No, I'm getting shot in the back! Leave me alone, I'm trying to kill your teammate. Where'd he go? Here he is. No, somebody else sniped him, dude! Ah! This guy shot me in the back. I'm coming for you. He's so fast.
The enemies return their flag. The enemies capture our flag. We've taken the enemy flag. The enemies taken our flag.
Oh no.
The enemies return their flag.
This mode's definitely the most fun.
Taking the enemy flag.
Like, as a new player, this is feedback for Prophecy. As a new player, somebody who's like never played Tribes before, I mean, I've played Tribes 3, but other Tribes games, I should say. Just like having the ability to go into a match like this and just, people are flying around like crazy and they're everywhere, and I can just like, just work on my aim and not worry about. See, the thing is when you get these smaller games like HonorBall, or sorry, Arena as it's now called, and the Team Deathmatch, where it's 4v4, 5 versus 5, like naturally, like a couple things are going to happen. You're either going to get another team that's really stacked, and you're going to lose, and then people are going to quit, and there's not going to be great communication. And like in a smaller game mode, every person matters, right? Like you're only, in that game mode, you're only as good as your weakest link. In a game like this, you don't have to be the top fragger to still be effective. Like, you can be hitting some shots and getting some assists, but in those other game modes, like, you have to be pretty on top of it if you want your team to win, especially against some of these other more experienced players, as was demonstrated in that deathmatch where I was playing against like Jick and some of those like really good Tribes players. And it's like, and they dominated really hard. We have more of a chance in a game mode like this to just like get into it and like learn the flow. And so like for onboarding, I really don't think people should be playing the smaller map modes. This guy's good, by the way. I fought him a few times. Come on, Zio. No, I can't hit my shots. There we go. Oh, he ran out of energy and I got him. Good fight, man. Good fight. He said Shazbot. That's awesome. I love those like one-on-one duel moments too. This game is like, it's so fun when you're on these like secluded hills, and people are just fucking going off on each other, and like people will like seek each other out for the kill. Like you'll chase a guy to the ends of the earth to try to kill him, and then you get in these like, and it's really fun when you get in those duels and you're so low on health and you kill the guy and you're just like, oh, it feels good. And then he comes after you in the next one. You get these little like rivalries going. Your interest is more from a ranked perspective. Zach, I agree, man. So from a ranked perspective, ranked or competitive queues is currently 7 versus 7, and there is a competitive Discord that I have played in one time, but I haven't played much because I've been kind of like, I want to get better before I go play with those guys. So they're really good. Like Fish Sticks, who was in here earlier, he's somebody who plays in there a lot. And like, the thing is I think that this game can have both a competitive and a casual queue, or just give us the casual queue, the bigger experience, and then there's custom matches you can make. And so people can custom out their experience however they want it. So I don't know. I think there's space for everything to exist harmoniously in this game. There's a lot of modes they've been trying to implement and have been implementing. I'm gonna die here probably. I need a health nugget. We're in sudden death, by the way, chat, so whoever caps next wins. This is getting intense. I mean, it's already been kind of intense, but... I really would love to see dedicated servers. I don't think that's going to happen, but giving, like, people the ability to create their own communities and experiences. Oh, man. GG. Alright, I'm gonna stick with this group. We'll get into the next queue here. I was really enjoying that defense. I'm just gonna stick to what I'm good at.
3, 2,
oh yeah, there he is, refurbished butt cheeks. So Slush is on red, that's the top guy, S5H. He's a really good capper. I don't really recognize all these other names. It's good though. Like when I was playing in the playtests, so I've been playing this game for, I don't know, 5 or 6 playtests now. You start to really recognize a lot of people. You know, you start to see who's active in Discord. You know, you start to get to know the who's who, who's you know, who's been playing a lot of tribes for a long time. It's kind of like the hunt community in a lot of ways that way, where you just start to recognize names. And since the demos come out, there's new faces all the time. And it's really exciting because, like, you know, Tribes Ascend was the last Tribes game, and that game came out, I believe, in 2012. So it's been a long time. And it was very niche, and I think that, like, Tribes has an issue retaining players because of skiing and the projectiles, and just putting it all together is just a lot for some players. And, you know, when you have kids that go from Call of Duty and their entire everything they know about aiming is hit scan and aiming for headshots, and they don't get rocket launchers and projectiles and all this kind of stuff. It just makes for a much different experience, and it doesn't resonate with the younger generation because the aiming system is so completely different than what they know. And so one thing that I know Prophecy really wants to do is make that early experience for a new player not nearly as challenging. And so how did they do that? Well, one of the things that they did is they increased hitboxes and then they increased projectile speeds. And that has kind of caused a lot of turbulence within the community because, right, when you make something easier for newer players, it's going to be even way more easier for veteran players, right? But I think at the end of the day, veteran players are going to play this game regardless because they want to. Like, if a new Quake comes out, like I play it. Like, I didn't really like playing Quake Champions, but I still play it every now and then, and I played it and I will play it. You know, these guys are going to be playing this game, and I hate to say it, but I think you have to appeal to the newer player bases in order to really grow your game, because the veterans are going to keep coming back. And then the other thing is that veterans, you know, they're going to have custom servers where they can adjust sliders to their heart's content. And I know people want to play with base rule sets and stuff, but if it really becomes that big of a problem for people, you know, I'm sure they can adjust sliders down to make the game a little bit more challenging for those veteran players, so they're not hitting every shot every time. Too much brand loyalty. That's a good way of putting it. Well, that's the thing, Ninja, is they have custom matches with sliders that can control all that stuff. And so you technically could. I think that the issue is like finding the right balance for all that stuff and like making people adhere to a certain rule set. I don't know. It's gonna take some time, or maybe a mod, a competitive mod will come out at some point. Gears of War tried that in the end, it went horrible. I didn't even know there was competitive Gears of War.
We've taken the enemy flag.
I think that the gaming market is more ready for a game like this than it ever has been. I really mean that. I think that Battle Royales are overplayed, and I think that people are getting burned out by Call of Duty clones. And games like the finals, they come along and they're fun and fresh for a time, but then they get repetitive and boring. And I think that a lot of those games, especially like Apex Legends, they've implemented really advanced movement mechanics. I guess the finals has too. More advanced movement mechanics than the typical shooter. And I think that that opens a gateway for people to be interested in a game like this. I think where the disconnect might be is the aiming style is projectile based versus hit scan. And Tribes of Sin tried to do hit scan, and it was problematic for them. Man, we're getting worked right now on caps. I gotta sit close to the flag, I think. So anyways, I just think
the enemy's taking our flag.
Yeah, after a month it gets old. I mean, Tribes has burnout potential too. All games do, right? So how do you keep something? I don't know. I think it's just gaming in general, you guys. I think that the gaming market is so oversaturated. There's so much to play. I think it's impossible to keep some people's attention forever. I just think, but you know, people will play Quake forever. People will play games like this forever because it's the nostalgia is what they grew up on. And so you're always going to have those players. And then you're just going to have butterfly players who jump from game to game. I mean, that's just the reality of gaming. So trying to like say that you're going to retain a player base forever is, it's just not realistic. So I think what you have to do is you just have to make a really fun and good game. And I think that they have that potential here to do that. But they can't split their focus too much because they've been, wow, I'm killing everybody. They've been discussing splitting it into 2 games because there's so many game modes. Well, let's split it into 2 games. But that just splits things, you know, and that like if I like playing Capture the Flag and this other dude likes playing the arena modes, if you have it in the same client, there's a better chance of cross-pollination. If you split it into 2 games, that chance of cross-pollination is just not going to be there. I'm going to cap it, baby. Let's go. Woohoo! Oh, no, you don't. Dang, Slush. See how he goes, he just launches and then throws the flag all the way to the other side of the base? That's crazy. And I see you guys typing and I'm not reading. I'm sorry.
The enemy's taking our flag.
Splits the player base that's already small. Yeah, that's kind of the point I'm slowly but surely trying to make. You have to make a game mode that appeals to the majority of players, and then from there you let the players dictate how they want to branch out. And if you try to split it into too many game modes, if you try to split it into too many minute little communities, if you try to split it into too many surprised you could play and talk, much less talk and read chat. Hey, honey. That's my wife. She distracted me. Now I forgot my... Thanks, Taylor. Okay, so if you split it into too many game modes, split it into too many communities, split it into too many focuses, split it into multiple games, you're just going to ruin the experience for everybody. So what you need to do is they've already given the custom servers tool, which is amazing. And people can custom the crap out of their games with that tool. Oh, this guy's invisible. Son of a bee. I didn't realize that. Oh! Oh my gosh, my camera's going crazy. So yes, so that's my point. Give us one base game that everybody loves, and then let the community dictate it from there. That's the point I was trying to make. Very long-winded. Oh my god, it's so hard to focus on my thoughts when I'm trying to like battle these people. HonorBall, or Arena as they're calling it, which I don't know why they changed the name. It's really fun. The problem I'm having with these smaller game modes in this game is that players quit and it just ruins the balance. And there's nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. I don't know. It just, I guess that's just like how it goes with a lot of games. There's always that one person who rage quits and then ruins it for everybody else. But like, it really affects in this game, because like I was saying earlier, how it's like you're only as strong is your weakest link in those game modes. It really affects, like, the team deathmatch one especially. Like, you can't win if it's 4v5. I mean, you can, but it's really hard. So, I don't know. I think they need leaving penalties. But I also hate leaving penalties because then, like, people have stuff to do in real life. And, like, sometimes you have to leave. Like, your kid shits his pants. And you're like, oh, shit, my kid just shit his pants. You know, I guess I have to quit my game. Sorry, everybody. Or you shit your own pants. Woo! Then we have real issues. So, alright. Because I'm going to leave and go play another deathmatch. So, I want to give some feedback on HonorBall, aka Arena. So, oh, I just maxed out the thing. Let me equip my new cosmetic here. That's pretty cool looking. Check that dude out. Where's the capes? They took away the capes this patch, man. I want my cape back. The cape is the coolest part about the character models. I don't know anybody. Oh, they added it to... It's 5v5. That's right, it's 5v5. But let's talk about Arena. I want to give some Arena feedback for a second here. So, because you guys haven't played Tribes, I'll just have to explain what it is real quick. So Arena is basically, there's a ball, very much like Rocket League. And that ball spawns in the middle, just like this flag does in this map. And I'm gonna die. I gotta throw the flag to a teammate. There we go. And so, but the bases have goals on them. And you basically take the ball up and you shoot it into the goal. Or you can dunk it. You know, you can fly yourself with the ball into the goal. And the goal, you gotta blow up the enemy's base. You basically hit them with seven bombs will blow up their base. So, it's, or maybe it's 5. But it's the first to 5 or 7. It's really fun. It's basically like Tribes Rocket League. And it's a great game mode. It really is. There's a lot about it that needs a lot of work. And one of the things that I was thinking about is it needs... All of these games have perks on their classes, but the perks are all balanced for capture the flag. And that's because that's been the main game mode that the developers have been focusing on up until now. And so I would really like to see perks added for Arena mode. Specifically, a goalie perk. So as a heavy armor, I think they should give you a perk where you have a little bit more reach on grabbing the ball. So if people throw the ball and you're standing in front of the goal, you should be able to have a little bit more reach to grab that. I also think that if you body slam into a dude, it should force the ball out of their hands. So those are two big things that I think they need to do to really make that game mode feel a bit more balanced. And then I don't like, this is personal preference, I don't like, you could score the goal from the backside of the net. I really don't like that. I think they should remove the ability to score it from the backside of the net. Dude, this guy is spamming the crap out of me with that grenade launcher. So yeah, that's some feedback for Arena mode. Mama Rin, what's up? I haven't streamed in years. That's why you haven't seen me. I am on YouTube though. The YouTube is relatively consistent. Now I haven't been consistent with it this past couple of months because I've been taking a small hiatus, but we'll get back to constant YouTube-age soon. YouTube's been popping off. I'll be a little braggy about it, everybody. So I started back in last March. I started with 800 subscribers, and that was mostly all you wonderful community hunt people. I changed my content plans. I started focusing on game reviews and a bunch of other stuff, and I'm almost to 3,000. I'm at 2,800 right now. So I gained 2,000 subscribers in a year. and I monetized the channel. I don't make any money at all though, but the fact that I got the channel monetized was a huge step. So all that was really epic. I'm really, really proud of myself on YouTube, because YouTube to me has always been harder than Twitch. Even though it's all hard. I don't want to take that away from anybody. Everybody works hard. It's just YouTube. YouTube was a little bit more, for me personally, I felt like YouTube was more challenging. But yeah, the channel's doing great. I'm really proud of the channel. And as for streaming, I don't know what the future holds. I really don't. I needed a nice long break, and but this has been a lot of fun, honestly. Like, just sitting back, relaxing, like playing a game that I don't really have to sweat in, like Hunt, and just, like, I'm talking and just zoned out right now, talking and just like murderizing people, and like I don't feel stressed out. I'm not worried about losing my hunter. I'm not worried about dying. Like, it's just such a different vibe. It's really fun. That was always like one of my biggest regrets streaming. If I don't know if I'd call it regret, but I just didn't diversify enough, and I was scared to become a variety streamer, and I hung on to Hunt for too long. I should have quit Hunt so long ago. I haven't touched Hunt for well over a year, and it's been so good for my mental health. I loved that game, and I loved the people I met, but it just was a game that I couldn't take casually. it just was so hard for me. Yo, Nino, what's up, dude? Here I am ranting about Hunt, and my favorite Hunt streamer ever is in the chat. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, Neens. Hunt is an abusive relationship. Dude, I feel like I had Stockholm Syndrome with that game. So by the way, I'm holding the flag this whole time, and you get 2 kills instead of 1 when you hold the flag. And so I'm kind of dominating right now, and it feels really good. But with that said, my feedback is I shouldn't be able to hold the flag for this long. Alright, there we go. They got me. But even so, I feel like you should only have about like 2 minutes to hold the flag before it resets to the middle. Otherwise, one team just can dominate. Like, look at the score. Like, I have yet to see a deathmatch game that one team did not absolutely dominate the other. And that's just too bad. Alright, I got the flag again. I'm gonna try to throw it to somebody. 20 kills on my team, though. I think I'm gonna just say it. The carry is real in this game, baby. Let's go. Now I'm missing all my shots because I got cocky. Okay, there we go. Give me that, baby. Give it. Give it. No! No, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I feel that, Wrath. I feel that, man. I feel like when I started streaming in 2020, Hunt was, it was in the best state it ever was in. And it was also one of the best times for a streamer to start making content in that game. And, you know, it lost a lot of what, like you said, what made Hunt when they started adding, you know, it's just, the game has changed. And, the spam was really a struggle for me. And I think one thing that really was hard for me personally is I felt like they made Hunt more of an arcade-like experience instead of a hardcore shooter. But they never, and anybody who's played the game, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't paid attention to patch notes or anything, but they never really balanced the health anymore. Like, I felt like you have these weapons that could kill so fast, and it was great when it was more skill-based, like headshots, but then when it was like spam, it didn't feel skill-based anymore. And like I feel like headshot one taps still mostly should have been a thing. Maybe not with light ammo. That's probably a super controversial thing to say. But body shot, like being two tapped by light ammo, is just like ridiculous. That was something that I really felt like they needed to balance. Hey, what's up, Mario? How's it going, man? It's good to see you. Good to see you, man. I think Music Goat was in here too. I'm gonna die. Played one game of Hunt, uninstalled, forgot to refund. Yeah, it's a brutal game. It's not for everybody. Oh man, I need to reload. Ooh, I'm lucky that guy missed a direct shot at me. Hey! We got it. We got it. That was a pretty good game for me, 26. Oh god, I just got raided. Alright, shit. I got raided, so I'm gonna... okay, let's play again. Let's play another game. We're gonna play another game for the Owl Raid. What's up, everybody? Super interested in this? Alright, I'll show you it. Keep raiding him so he doesn't leave. So I'm going into a deathmatch game right now. This is a 5 versus 5 deathmatch. When you hold the flag, you get 2 kills for every kill you get when your team's holding the flag. This is a feedback stream for Prophecy Games. This is a sponsored stream. So my feedback is, this mode is really fun, except for I think the flag needs to be on a timer, and it needs to reset to the middle, back to the middle after like 2 minutes, because it just, with one team holds it for too long, it just gets ridiculous. One team can just hog the flag and really ruin the fun for everybody else. And then people quit and they get mad because their team's not doing great.
He's taking the lead.
So that's the feedback. The feedback hopefully has been constructive. I am not an old school Salty Triumphs player. I am a new Triumphs player. And I think they're doing a lot right. There's definitely some stuff that they can improve upon.
The team's taking the lead.
The biggest one is don't split the game into 2 games like they've just been discussing. I think keep all the various game modes. Arena mode is the big one. Keep it all in one package. Don't split the community up. I gotta get this kill, man. Got him. Oh, the flag. Got it. So, see, I can just hide on these back hills and pass the flag around to my teammates. Make it really challenging for these guys to get the flag. Except for I might die here in a second. Can I get this? Health, health, health. Oh, I was gonna pass that, but I screwed it up. Oh, Diet Pepsi's on my team. He's a good player. I'm gonna pass it to Diet Pepsi. No, I'm not. I'm trying to pass it off, and I keep effing up the pass. Pepsi, let me pass it to you. There we go. He got it. Because I was going to die. That's why I did that. Yeah, so they're talking about splitting this game into 2 different games. You got the capture the flag game and then the arena mode game, which is not this one. This one's called Deathmatch. Arena mode is more like Tribes Rocket League. And I just think that that's a bad idea because you have more cross-pollination if you keep everything in the same launcher. The moment you spread into multiple launchers, you're going to lose... Oh my god, that was a shot! Your boy Shout is feeling it. But yeah, the moment you lose that cross-pollination, man, then you really... You're just shooting yourself in the foot. Or they start losing the player base on one, so they only start supporting the other, and then one game dies, and then you just got a bunch of pissed off fans. You know, you just... I don't know. It's not a good idea. I think they need to focus on a very precise capture the flag experience, make it super fun, add the casual game modes in like Deathmatch and Arena and all the other ones that they've been kind of screwing around with. You know, put those in a playlist or something, have the playlist rotate weekly, you know, make capture the flag like the main experience, have the playlist rotate weekly, and like give people incentives to play those playlists. And then the competitive queue, you're going to have the public queue, which is, you know, a bigger capture flag experience. And then you're going to have the competitive queue, which is a smaller, more precise competitive or capture flag experience. And then you just have the playlist going with all the other game modes. You just rotate them, and you make it more fun and casual, and, you know? I don't know. Seems like a good idea to me. But thanks again for the raid. And I don't know if any of the Owl, I think they said the Owl community. I don't know if you guys are still hanging out, but this game is Tribes Rivals. It is on NextFest on Steam. It's free to play right now. It's a demo. You can go pick it up. You could go try it out. It's really fun. It's based off of Tribes, which was an old school shooter made back in 1998. It's had a bunch of iterations since then. You know, Tribes 2, Tribes Vengeance, Tribes Ascend, and this is the new one. And they're trying to bring it back, and I truly think in a world of games that are oversaturated with Call of Duty clones and, you know, games like the Finals, even though the Finals is cool, you know, in these sweaty, like, point and click at somebody head shooters, I think the world could do with something a little bit different. And this is an old school game, but it's unique. It's unique because no other games have this kind of stuff going on anymore. Because, you know, rocket launchers and all that kind of stuff, the Quake-like games kind of got phased out and put into a niche category. And now the Call of Duties are on top, and the Battle Royales and the Apexes, and people are tired of those games, man. I think there's room for a skill-based movement shooter with projectile-based weapons. Like, you're gonna play this game, and once you hit that first shot where you slam your fucking projectile right in the guy's face and he dies, and you were really far away, and you realize just like how challenging that is, and you did it, it feels really, really good, and it makes you go, I want to be better at this game, and I want to do that a lot more. And learning how to do that it's good. I don't know. There's something about it, man. I played Tribes 1 and 2 a lot. A recent extraction shooter they did. I did not play Dead Zone. Nope. I've heard it wasn't a great game. This is built in Unreal Engine 5. Which, you know, it's good. It's a good engine. The thing about Unreal is it's just so accessible for developers to make games in these days. Like, it's free until they sell a certain amount of copies, and it's really easy to make games in it. It's modular. The whole system in Unreal is very modular. They have these nodes that you can just connect. And, I mean, I've slapped stuff together on Unreal, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing in engines. And I made, like, started working on a game with a friend. We got, like, Quake strafe jumping working and a bunch of other stuff. We kind of put it on hold, but I don't know. I might get back into game development someday, work on that. We'll see. Ooh, I'm gonna probably die. That guy though. You want to get off the ground in this game. How am I alive with 34 health? I'm recalling quick. Hey Reb, I'm getting off. I got raided. I'm getting off as soon as this match is over. Magna Noctuna. Is that how you say the name? I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong. And Chimney Cricket, thanks for the follow. I don't have alerts anymore. So I haven't streamed for like almost 2 years, and this is the first stream back. And you know, it's been fun though. It's been a lot of fun. There's definitely parts of that streaming that I miss hanging out with a lot of people who've been hanging out tonight. It's been really nice. Thank you everybody for showing up tonight. Hey, I got the winning kill. Let's go. Did I see a sneaky stream at like 2 a.m.? No, that was a test stream to make sure my stream key was put into my OBS correctly. Alright everybody, that's gonna be it. That's the end of the stream.